I'm gonna get this all wrong, but the reason we did not take Dani in when we took Duke of Dumfries in is because poor baby, I hate that she thinks I'm there to hurt her. But she took the entire thing. So that's 2 doses, guys. That's 2. We'll have to do it again tonight before bed, late. But well, I'm hoping that the antibiotic will help, and then vet comes tomorrow, and we'll know a lot. We'll know a lot more. But what's probably going to happen, and I don't know this for a fact, but what's probably going to happen is probably no matter what, they're going to fill up her cavity with saline solution, maybe even some kind of a lubricant, and try to help her expel everything. That's what a lot of farmers themselves do. If a lot of ranchers and farmers who don't have access to vets just have learned from the old timers, the old castor oil. Y'all ever heard of castor oil? They bring out the old castor oil, and castor oil is what the old timers use for everything. Now though, it's saline solution, and they'll still put some lubrication in there to get everything to kind of like. But here's the thing, if you're suggesting that I go by and pull it, you can't do that, because if there is an attachment, if something is attached and I pull, then I could absolutely create a tear, and you don't want that to happen. You do not want to do that. So unfortunately, even though a lot of people suggest just go by and yank it out of there, my dad just yanked it out. Okay, but I've been advised not to do that. We have an antibiotic and a painkiller that we're giving to Dani. And as of right now, all we can do with her is just watch and wait. The difference between a vaginal tear and a uteral tear is really the difference in life or death. Putting it bluntly. And a vaginal tear, she'll be fine. That will heal on its own. A uteral tear, and I'm probably saying that wrong, is usually, well, it usually does not end well. The good signs is that she's come out to grace. She also is drinking water, and those were things that the vet said to check on. It's hard to start off your birthing season 0 for 2. And I just hope to God I don't end up losing this sweet girl over here. But sometimes I think most of us just kind of second guess everything that we do, decisions that we've made. Did I let her breed too young? According to calculations, no. But is the size of her little frame too small? Hey baby, come here, I'm sorry. Is the size of her frame just too small to carry a calf the size that came out of her? And did that cause some internal issues? I'm reading her demeanor, and I just hope that everything says she'll be fine. But that right there is not a good sign. And then I remember this one over here. And the fact that she had her first baby ended in miscarriage. And then we still think now that she might. Loretta, down in the oasis. Literally, she'd gone down into the watering hole. I think that there are days that we all go through where you ask yourself the question of, what am I doing? What am I even doing? I remember when we lost Meg and all 4 of her babies. We took her into the vet because she was way overdue. I think the vet ended up giving her too much anesthesia and ended up killing her and all 4 of those babies right there at the vet's office. And then you say, what am I doing? You just kind of take those losses personal, because you think that if everything is fine and all of your babies are healthy, then childbirthing should just be no big deal. It's just natural. But here we are, 2 babies into our birthing season, and we see that things are not always as easy as what you think they should be. My biggest worry is that that's not some kind of a prolapse, right? Tell me that's not some kind of a prolapse. Tell me that's something to do with the afterbirth, a placenta, a second placenta. Tell me something that is. That she's trying to pass, she's trying to expel, but she's going about her day like normal. And this is the exact same thing that Ruby did. Walked around with something similar dangling from her for 2 days that we kept thinking was just the mucus seal. Then we thought it was the afterbirth, and she finally expelled it and Ruby's fine. Here we are 2 weeks later and Ruby's fine. And now we have Dani going through the exact same thing. But like I said, I'm happy that she's eating. I'm pleased to know that she's getting around and going to the water trough. She's spending time with the other cows. Now, a lot of her spending time with the other cows is not because she wants to be a cow. It's because the cows will hang out with other cows for security purposes. There's safety in numbers. And so a natural instinct for a lot of animals is, even if you're sick, to hang out with the herd, and that increases your likelihood of surviving if there were some kind of a predator attack. So you can't always just say, oh, well, she's fine. She's hanging out with the other cows. Even a sick cow will limp its way with the herd. But what worries me is what she has coming out of the back of her and why she cannot pass it. And then if she doesn't by the end of today, which is my Sunday, then we will, in fact, tomorrow have to take her in. I have the Blue Lagoon filling up with water. I'm gonna try to allow it to feel before I walk over and get it. As you can see, it's being guarded by Chucky Poo and Waylon. Tex is here inside the barn. What I want to do though is fill up these water troughs in here as well. They're both pretty good. I'm not gonna clean them unless I have to, and they're not dirty. They have a little bit of hay. If there's anybody out there with animal knowledge, it would help a whole lot to know what that is hanging out of her. Please tell me it's not like her liver or something. Because guys, I'm not gonna lie, it looks to me like an organ. It looks to me like an organ. But she's taking her antibiotics, she's taking her painkillers, so she's walking around on a little bit of a high right now. And if that is in fact something that her body needs to expel, then we know it takes up to 24 hours to do so. So if she does not expel that by the end of today, then we're going to have to take her in. And we'll more than likely, just to be safe, go ahead and take her right there to A&M where her calf is at. Her little bull. Dani's Duke of Dumfries. But I hope that you all can see for yourself that Dani appears to be fine. We've watched her grazing in the pasture. We watched her walk up to get water. She walked over to me for some loving. So, but I will tell you, it's hard. And now it makes you wonder about every one of them who's going to deliver babies to us this year. Is she also going to be too small? Is her frame too small to deliver a baby? Even though we made sure that the timing was okay as far as the breeding and all, the number of cycles that we skipped so that they wouldn't have babies too young. It just makes you question everything. Just makes you question everything about what you do, what you love to do, what you like to see as a passion and, you know, a part of your future. But you don't like to see babies sick. You don't like to see moms struggle in giving birth. I know that all of those things are a part of life. Please, somebody tell me what the heck that is. Please, somebody tell me what the heck that is. And why will it not come out of her? Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? See, this is my daddy right here. I think we all know that. You can tell. You can just tell. You know, on one hand, you can't really sit there and say that everything you do is a failure. We do have some gorgeous babies that were born here. Just some real beauts. Healthy and just amazing characters. I just put out that protein lick. She could certainly use some of that. And she knows it too. Like I said, Dani is on antibiotics and painkillers. And if she's not able to expel that discharge soon, then we will have to go ahead and load her up and take her in. I'm gonna get this all wrong, but the reason we did not take Dani in when we took Duke of Dumfries in is because A&M had no surgeon, and a uteral tear requires an immediate surgery, and there was no one on call at midnight on a Saturday night to do that. So instead we loaded up little guy, took him in, and what we were told to do is real simple. Take her temperature, watch for any kind of infection like pus, and also you can look for foul odors. And then of course keep up and check on her demeanor. If there's no temperature, like a fever, if there's no signs of infection, I'm just looking for Chuck behind me. If there's no foul odor, there's not like pus and stuff draining, then you just let her pass it. It's usually within 24 hours, but it could always be longer. And then we do, did y'all hear that? As I speak of the devil. Speak of the devil. Now, most people will never see this part of the video. They will never have watched this far into the video. And instead, all of the comments that you're going to read, this is comical. This is comical. The comments that you're going to read are going to say, why didn't you take her to the vet? Why don't you take her in? I'm telling you right now. But if you only watch 3 minutes of video and jump to comments, right there, guys, she just passed all of that stuff here on Sunday afternoon. Just a dab over 24 hours since she gave birth. And you caught that live. You're not live, this is a recorded video. You caught that while I was actually recording. I know you had to have heard all that come out of there. Good girl, Dani. All right, it's Sunday afternoon, and as of now, Jamie is off the phone with A&M. They just did their afternoon rounds, and then they always do their phone calls. I'm not talking to you girls. I'm making a video. Well, I just want to make sure that y'all talk about them in the comments. So, an update on Duke of Dumfries is that he does have pneumonia and he does have sepsis, and his oxygen levels are low. So we are very hopeful that he'll pull through. They can find a way to get him. They do have him on oxygen, and they've done some stuff with plasma. I don't know all the details. You're going to have to let Jamie explain all of that to you, please. But that's what I can share with you right now as of the recording of this video, which is on Sunday. All right? So I promise there'll be more to come. Thank you so much for loving these babies and loving us and accepting us with all of our flaws and shortcomings. All right, we love you guys so very much, and thank y'all for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next video.
Don't let your troubles fester. Come watch Longhorn Lester.
Yeah, something like that.